Audiobook Academy Biography presents Jimmy Dean. Jimmy Dean was a Grammy Award-winning country musician, actor, television host, and entrepreneur. In 1984, he sold his hog butchering business to Sara Lee. The Tennessee Haymakers were the first band Jimmy Dean ever performed with in public. With the Texas Wildcats he signed with 4 Star Recordings and had his first top 10 hit in 1953, while he was a member of the team. As a co-star in a number of film and television projects, Dean found success. In addition to his singing career, he started a butcher shop. Childhood. When Jimmy Ray Dean was just a baby in Olton, Texas, his poor parents gave birth to him on August 10, 1928. Dean was born in Plainview, Texas, in the midst of the Great Depression. Throughout Dean's childhood, his father would come and go, even slaughtering the little boy's pet goat to provide food for the family. His mother used sugar sacks to make clothes for Dean and his siblings, which drew the ire of his peers. Dean later attributed his entrepreneurial energy and burning ambition to succeed to his upbringing in a rough neighborhood. Even though his mother had to cut his hair, I think the kids in school that scoffed at the things that we wore in the house that we lived in, and then my mother having to cut hair. I think that was a fantastic motivator, Dean later said to reporters. To put out the fire that had been started by their mockery, I had to try and show them that I was as excellent as they were. Music was the only thing that kept Dean sane in the face of adversity. Dean and his family are strict Southern Baptists, and Jimmy began singing in the choir when he was a child. When Dean was 10, his mother taught him how to play the piano, and he went on to learn how to play the accordion, guitar, and harmonica. Helping his family financially, Dean dropped out of high school. He enlisted in the Merchant Marines when he was 16 years old, then 2 years later in the U.S. military. The Air Force. Dean was stationed at Bolling Air Force Base during World War II as a serviceman. He continued to play music in nightclubs in Washington, D.C., while there as well. The Tennessee Haymakers were the first band he appeared in public with, and he created the Texas Wildcats after he was discharged from the service in 1948. After signing with 4 Star Records, he released his debut single, Bummin' Around, which peaked at number 10 in the charts in 1953. He was able to land his own radio show on Worrell in Arlington, Virginia, where he performed music and interviewed musicians, thanks to his attractive, down-home demeanor and business acumen. Jimmy Dean's Comedy Hour. His popular radio show became a CBS television series in 1957. Jimmy Dean's television show, The Jimmy Dean Show, gave Patsy Cline and Roy Clark, 2 then unknown country stars, visibility. Dean continues to have his own accomplishments in the music industry. Big Bad John, a song about a valiant coal miner who saves the lives of his colleagues following a mining disaster, was released in 1961. As a result of the song's success, Dean was awarded a Grammy and cemented his place in the music industry. Dean's CBS show was canceled in 1963, so he signed a deal with ABC to establish a new variety show, The Jimmy Dean Show, which he named after himself. As a result of The Jimmy Dean Show's 3 seasons on TV, musicians Roger Miller and Jim Henson's Muppets became household names. Dean was particularly fond of Ralph, a piano-playing dog who frequently accompanied Dean on his adventures. Due to his moral convictions, Dean turned down the opportunity to purchase a major interest in the multi-million-dollar Muppets fortune at this time. Roles in TV and film. Aside from acting in the iconic Daniel Boone series, 1967-70 and Diamonds Are Forever, 1971, with Sean Connery as James Bond, Dean has appeared in various other films and television shows, including a role as Daniel Boone's best buddy in the classic Daniel Boone series, 1967-70. Dean, on the other hand, continued to work on his musical endeavors. I Owe You, a homage to his mother, was Dean's second #1 song in 1976. Despite just being published a few weeks before Mother's Day, the country song immediately rose to the top 10. The food industry. The actor and musician, Dean was extremely critical of his own performances, so he turned his attention elsewhere. Dean and his brother Don founded a hog butchering business in Plainview, Texas, in the late 1960s. While their mother seasoned the meat, the brothers ground it. The Jimmy Dean Meat Company turned a profit in just 6 months. The Deans had amassed almost $75 million in earnings by the decade's end. His company was sold in 1984 to Sara Lee Foods by Dean and remained Sara Lee Foods spokesperson until 2003. Death and Dying. Dean's autobiography, 30 Years of Sausage, 50 Years of Ham, was published in 2004 while he was semi-retired. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in February of 2010. Dean and his wife, singer-songwriter Donna Mee Dean, lived in Verena, Virginia, until their home was completely destroyed in a fire. The fire destroyed many of Dean's historic antiques, including Elvis and Jim Henson memorabilia. Prior to Dean's death in June 2010 at the age of 81, the couple refurbished their home on their 200-acre estate. Dean, who had been battling health issues in the last few years of his life, passed away while he was watching television for dinner. His wife, Donna, and 3 children and 2 grandchildren were all left behind. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.